The election of 1912 was the most modern of its time, due to its correlation between votes and campaigning. This was also the first election that had participation from all 48 contiguous states, creating a modern voting environment. Although there was no official debate between the presidential candidates, we imagine that this is how it would have happened.
Hello, America. I'm not much for campaigning, so I'll keep this brief. I know my past term was somewhat underwhelming, but I know my mentor Theodore Roosevelt will support me, despite my past disappointments as a progressive. That being said, I want to win your hearts and votes for a second term. I'm hoping to win back the lost progressive votes, and I want you to know that the Payne-Aldrich tariff was put into place for the good of the country in order to lower protective tariff rates. To Americans who may have questioned my ability to reform, remember how my trust-busting recipe served a great meal to the common man. I may have been underrated, but I have and will do everything in my presidential power to help the common man by regulating big business monopolies. In fact, I busted twice the amount of trusts that Teddy did. I apologize for the whole Bollinger-Pinchot mess, but it is my duty to keep my cabinet in line. I believe that the presidency exists to help the country by letting America's spirit of freedom remain unrestricted. In my final closing remarks, I want you, the American public, to know that I plan on filling my presidential agenda with positive, conservative programs, just like the way I filled my one-of-a-kind plus-size bathtub. My first term has been viewed negatively by the American public, and I know that makes me an underdog in this election, but remember that we Americans are the champions of underdogs, and I plan on seeing out a second term.
The Socialist Party nominated Eugene V. Debs for the fourth time. Debs was the founder of the Industrial Workers of the World, and arguably the most influential socialist of all time.
Good afternoon. Today I'm going to tell you what America needs to make this country great for every citizen. The biggest trouble with our democracy is capitalism. I propose that we redistribute the wealth and get a handle on the big industries controlling the lives of Americans of every social class. I'm not just appealing to the wobblies. I'm appealing to every American, immigrant or nativist, tycoon or laborer, who desires an America where there is truly freedom for all.
Up next comes Theodore Roosevelt, the champion of the progressives. Because Taft took the Republican nomination, Roosevelt ran for the Progressive or Bull Moose Party. He is hoping to have a comeback from 2 prior terms.
I know many believe that my prior support of Taft reflects poor judgment, but I will not have my judgment be tarnished by that fathead's poor and disgraceful decisions. America, I want you to remember all the good I have done for this country and all the good I can still do. By campaigning with the Bull Moose Party, I have reached a political point where it is my goal to work for the needs of the less valued American citizens. I firmly believe that we have reached a point in our nation where we will embrace women's suffrage. I will use the government's power in order to enforce policies assisting needy Americans. To workers, labor unions, and big businesses, I will protect labor unions and business leaders from each other's hatred by maintaining a fair, equal environment. I will put into place a higher minimum wage, child labor laws, and an 8-hour workday. This is new nationalism, and this is right for America.
Following Teddy Roosevelt was newcomer Woodrow Wilson. Many believed he was fit for the job due to his previous rank as the governor of New Jersey. Nominated by the Democratic Party, he brought a much-desired small government Jefferson mentality.
Good afternoon, America. The time has come to choose where the next 4 years will lead us. It is vital that we move forward as a nation, destroying the harmful impact of monopolies and once again encouraging competition. I call this New Freedom. The entrepreneurs and small businesses that built our nation will once again prosper. Government, under the control of Republicans, has reached far past what is necessary. I promise a smaller government. I promise smaller tariffs, fair banking practices, and the end of trusts. The triple wall of privilege will crumble. I have the support of William Jennings Bryan, and now I ask for the support of you, America.
The results of the election of 1912 were as follows. With 435 electoral votes, Democrat Woodrow Wilson took the presidency. Splitting the Republican vote, Roosevelt garnered 88 electoral votes, leaving Taft with 8, the lowest amount of electoral votes ever for an incumbent candidate. Socialist Debs received no electoral votes, yet managed to receive 6% of the popular vote, an amount more than the Socialist Party had ever gotten. The prominence of support for progressivism shaped Wilson's term in office.